You don't need to run to Sephora. You don't need to walk there either. In fact, there is a very good chance that you don't need to go to Sephora at all. What probably happened was that someone in a social media video said something very loudly and created this urge in you that you had to go and spend your money or you were going to be missing out on something amazing. And I'm here to tell you that isn't true. And I know that in the back of your mind, you know that it isn't true as well, because you're not stupid. But just like me, you watch social media content. In fact, if you're watching beauty videos on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube even, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're constantly subjected to messages from strangers who are being very loud to the camera saying that you need this product, you need to get it now before it runs out, because you're missing out on something that's going to change your life. And then you go out and buy it, use it, realize maybe it's not that good of a product, or it's an okay product, it works, but in 2 weeks' time someone is going to be screaming about another product that is very similar to the one you have, but it's going to create that urge again to go and get it, or else you're going to be missing on the next big thing. The cycle continues and continues and continues. I've been watching beauty content for over a decade now, since the early days of YouTube, but I've also been working in social media marketing for the last 10 years, and user behavior is my absolute passion. I love analyzing how people interact, how the algorithms work, if you can find out how they work, and exactly what narratives and what trends work, how they work, and most importantly, why they work. And out of all the content on social media, I think beauty content is one of the most subject to these trends and cycles and this insane feeling of missing out if you don't fall into every single trend. The problem is that every single trend implies you spending more money. Especially since beauty content transitioned to TikTok, it has become the most product-pushing content niche that I've ever seen. And it can actually make you feel really bad about yourself and encourage you to spend with no type of sense. But the funny thing is that most of these videos follow one same pattern and the same kind of hooks and the same kind of bold statements. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you start to analyze and to really realize how this narrative works, it's going to change your perspective completely, because the people who are influencing you to keep spending your money on buying makeup that you don't need because you already have a drawer full of makeup are not doing it because they believe that you need that product because it's going to make your life better. The moment you realize that these creators, especially on TikTok, have other interests in mind other than making you discover a great product, you start to detach yourself from that narrative and start to see things by what they really are. And once you see things clearly, you can start making better decisions. Watching beauty content is something that is very comforting for a lot of us. It doesn't require a lot of attention. You can just kind of have it on in the background, or you can learn a lot about products. I really like learning about formulas and seeing people try different techniques, and I've learned so much by watching just regular people doing their makeup on camera. But especially in the last few years, it has become about product pushing, product placement, just overwhelming messages urging me to buy things, and I have fallen into the trap a few times, only to realize, like, why am I doing this? I have so much already that I don't need any more. I can enjoy this content without having to fall into buying everything I see, because what I like about the content is not the products themselves, but the person showing them to me and how they're showing them to me. Once I started analyzing all the videos I was watching and understanding why I was feeling overwhelmed, I just couldn't unsee it. And I do believe that there is a responsible way to consume beauty content, but it requires a little bit of effort from you. However, this effort does pay off, because once you start analyzing how people are using the platforms and using you to make money, instead of just recommending a product that is actually good, it will shift your perspective on beauty content, and you'll be able to really filter and find those creators that actually bring something good into your life and not just overwhelming messages. So if you're looking to change your relationship with the way you consume beauty content on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, any other platform, here are a few tips that can help you spot those more overwhelming and maybe toxic messages so that you can really make an informed decision if you actually want to buy something. I'm going to be focusing a lot on TikTok, by the way, because I feel like it's the most clear platform where you can see how this product pushing is working and how content creators are really catering to a type of narrative that the platform likes. And the first thing you need to drill into your brain is that content creators are working for the algorithm, not for you. So take haul videos, for example. Haul videos on TikTok perform extremely well. Usually there are videos that work well on other platforms as well, but there's something on TikTok about seeing someone unbox something or bring out a bag of Sephora where they've spent all this money on a bunch of products that you just sit down and watch. The retention time on those videos is incredibly high because people sit down to the end to see all of the products that someone bought. I'm definitely not a psychologist, but I do think that it has to do with living vicariously through the life of others. You know, you see someone unboxing a $300 order in Sephora and maybe you can't afford that, so you watch someone else do it, and it just kind of creates that bond, like you're opening the things. The amount of videos of girls shopping at Sephora, like in store, and putting things in the basket without even looking at the price, saying things like, oh, I wanted to try this. I've seen this everywhere, so I wanted to try it. This is really popular, so I want to get another color. And then they get into the car and they show you the bag with everything that they bought, and it's very ASMR, and they tap the little products and they show you everything, and that creates a connection with them. Brands know this as well, and that's why all the packaging nowadays is colorful and beautiful, and it's just very aesthetic because it's going to be on social media. There are so many haul videos on TikTok all the time. And the thing is that when you start watching them, you realize they are all exactly the same. They're buying the same products, they're doing the same format, they're talking in the same way, they're doing the same camera angles. All of the videos are exactly the same. This is not a coincidence. This is because the platform works in that way. And so everyone is replicating that formula. In fact, I have a theory that a lot of people do these videos and then they return more than half of the products, which is something that I've heard employees from shops like Sephora and sometimes in fashion brands as well say that people do that. They will buy a bunch of clothes and they will film a video and then they return the clothes. So I think that the same thing applies to beauty products if you live in a country where you can return things, because in Europe you can rarely return makeup. I also think that they do this because there is no way that someone has all of those products and likes absolutely every single one of them. Which brings me to a second thing that you have to keep in mind when watching this content. And that is when someone gives you a really bold statement about how a product is life-changing, amazing, one of a kind. I feel like Lady Gaga now. But you know what I mean. Someone is making a huge, bold statement about a product and saying it in a very direct, very confident tone. Whenever I hear a content creator give such a bold claim, I like to play a little game. And I encourage you to play it as well. And that is going to their profile and taking the time to look at their videos and see how many other times they have said a similar thing about another product, particularly in the same category. Because more often than not, they will have other hundreds of videos of them talking about different blushes and different setting sprays and different products that they all are like, guys, you need to try this. This is the best thing ever. I can't live with it without this. It is physically impossible for you to have that opinion about every single product you try. However, the algorithm really likes bold statements. TikTok is very based on giving very direct information, very in your face and very bold. So that paired with products, which TikTok also loves to push, you have yourself a viral video. Another game I like to play is spotting how many things they're actually saying about the product. Because sometimes you also get people saying, guys, this product has changed my life. Look how beautiful it is. Look how lovely it looks. Look at my lips. They look amazing. And more often than not, they're using the product for the first time. They've unboxed it in front of you, or they're using it, they've been using it for a couple of days because you saw it in their Sephora haul that they uploaded 2 days ago. And so they haven't really had the time to try out that product. So the game I like to play is how much information you're actually giving me about the product. Are you telling me how well it wears? What kind of skin does it suit? Is it caking up on you? Is it fading off after however many hours? Is the packaging okay? Has it broken? There are so many things that you should cover before you make such a bold statement about a product. And most of the time, they don't do it. So keep your eyes open for the ones who actually tell you how the product performs, because those are the creators you want to follow. because honesty is very important when you're creating content. However, honesty can be a tricky thing. It can be kind of a grey area, if you will. I've come across so many content creators saying things like, I'm not being paid to do this, so this is the best blush ever, you should go and get it. Which is a little bit of a grey area, because yes, the brand perhaps is not sponsoring you and is not paying you to say those things. But you know who is paying you? TikTok. Things have changed a little bit because they closed the creator fund, so things are changing now. There's different systems. It is very easy to monetize yourself on TikTok, and usually the system that TikTok has to pay you is by view. So yes, the content creator might not be paid by Maybelline or Charlotte Tilbury to talk about this blush, but they are being paid for the views that they generate on TikTok. So it kind of is a sponsorship, and the more algorithm friendly a video is, the more views it's going to get, the more money it's going to make you. In fact, a lot of content creators aren't chasing brand sponsorships anymore because they don't need them. They just need an algorithm-friendly video that will get thousands of millions of views. Oh, I have another game for you. It's called the buzzword game. So search engine optimization, or SEO, is very much a thing on social media, especially on TikTok. So the words that you're saying and adding to your captions and all those little things count towards making your video viral. So a lot of these creators will use specific buzzwords that they know work, like saying the brand name multiple times, saying the product name multiple times, saying certain reviews or certain things or certain words that are associated to that product. I really like playing this game because you can definitely tell who has done their homework and who hasn't. The people who've done their homework have a lot of views and probably made it to your For You page. I'm not trying to be incredibly negative in this video. In fact, I'm trying to do exactly the opposite, which is open your eyes into how to identify these kind of behaviors and how to really filter your content to cater to what you really want to see. I'm so tired of watching beauty videos on TikTok where every single video is exactly the same. They're all the same hauls, they're all the same looks, they're all showing you the same products, and it's just getting really boring. There are some great creators out there, like the Project Pan community, the No Buy community, people who have a lot of makeup but are making a point to use it. But of course, on TikTok, you get bombarded by other content, and it really infuriates me because I read the comments and some people are saying things like, I wish I had all of that, I went out and bought it just because you told me, and it just infuriates me because it's just become a huge giant infomercial, and then brands are getting into it and trying to make a quick buck out of it as well, and it's just ugh. Also, we didn't talk about it here, but don't get me started on dupe content. I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is to remember that the products that people are showing you don't necessarily make the look that person has. There are a lot of factors that go into how the person looks, which is their technique, the filters they may be using, what other products they're using, their skincare. There's so many things that go into a makeup look that just seeing a beautiful blush application doesn't mean that that is going to look exactly the same way on you. In fact, there is a very good chance that you already have something that performs very similar to that, and you just have it forgotten in a drawer. At the end of the day, there's only a certain amount of formulations that products can have, and you definitely don't need multiple ones of each. What you already have probably performs just fine. And of course, quality in your products matters. Right. And of course, quality matters, but if you have 5 top quality cream blushes in the same peachy pink shade, then that's unnecessary because you just need one of them. If all 5 of them are good quality, perform well, why do you need 5 of them? You just need the one. Everything else is you being influenced into buying something you didn't need just for the trend. This video is not intended for anyone to feel bad about buying makeup or falling into trends. That is not it. But we do need to be critical about what we're watching and who we're giving our money to. Because most of the time we're blindly trusting people who have other intentions and who couldn't care less if that product looks good on you or not. They just want you to watch their video and buy the product. I also think that more and more people are waking up to this constant bombarding of products that we don't need. And a lot of them are starting to call out these creators who participate in these kind of behaviors. Also, my cat is here. The best thing you can do to really detach yourself from this kind of content is to stop watching it altogether. And this doesn't mean that you don't have to go on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you can select the little option that says, I'm not interested in this kind of videos, and it stops showing them to you. No, it's not the perfect thing, but it kind of helps to clear stuff away from your For You page for a while and really concentrate on the ones that you love. And that being said, find the creators that you like and really interact with them, because that is also the way for the algorithm to know that you're not interested in the other stuff, you're interested in that. I think we just need to consume our content responsibly, be aware of what we're watching, be aware of the money you're spending, don't give your money just to anyone, and play with your makeup. You probably have a drawer full of makeup or a makeup bag with stuff that you haven't touched in a while. Pick that out, try to create something new or recreate something that you see on someone else, but use the stuff you have. You already paid for it, and considering the price of things, you might as well get some use out of it. I don't know if this video was interesting to anyone. This is a big rant of mine, but I'm really fed up with some of the things I'm seeing. So I hope this makes sense. But this is something I'm really passionate about because like I said, I work in social media, and I think that we really have to be responsible about this medium that we're consuming. It's no joke. It's very easy to fall into things that are very dangerous and very problematic if you don't really pay attention to what you're watching. Social media cannot just be a passive thing that we have on the background and we just consume mindlessly. You need to put a little bit of effort into what you're watching, especially if you want to make a change in your life. If you want to go out and run to Sephora and spend $300, that is all on you, and I love that for you. But if you're someone who's feeling pressured to run to Sephora when you don't really feel like you need it anyway, this video is for you. We can talk about this in the comments if you want. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and please like this video if you liked it, and I don't know, subscribe if you want to see more. This is very different to what I usually do on this channel, but I don't know, maybe it's something I have to start doing more. I hope you have a lovely day, and please enjoy your content responsibly. Bye!